Hi, I am Robyn Donaldson and I am a blogger and a home Instagrammer, and today I'm going to show you around my super colour explosion home to show you how you can use colour in your home. I think the problems people find when they're trying to choose colours for their home is that they are terrified of the choice. They forget that everything is changeable. You can paint a wall and it might not be right, and then you can change it back. This is my lounge, which is painted intensely black, or almost black actually, which took me forever to find. I sampled probably 50 different blacks. Black with a little bit of brown, black with a little bit of green, black with a little bit of yellow. My mother-in-law, who's delightful, was like, you cannot paint it black because it will look awful. And I was like, it won't, it'll look wonderful. And I looked a lot at other people's spaces online and I was like, no, I can do this. And I have these fantastic pastel goats with this kind of really rich black. If you have like primary colour, it can look a bit like new rave, whereas it's really diffused by these kind of lilacs and greens and things. And then I've got a very grey sofa, which again, they kind of diffuse the space. I think you can tell my personality and my lifestyle from my home. I think that all homes should be really personal and reflect back who you are. And I think that's the joy of a house, is that it's kind of a little weird museum to self. My favourite thing in my lounge, which is my nan's favourite phrase in this amazing glittery gold mirrored sign that Alex Mayhew's made for me. So this whole gallery space, it's lots of really nice, colourful, aesthetically pleasing bits that also tell a really nice story. This is my workspace. I'm a freelancer, so I spend a lot of time working from home. I like to have little bits and bobs to make it interesting. I've got little taxidermy budgies all over the place for like a little pop of colour. And I've got artwork like this San Francisco, where I eloped 5 years ago. And like even my chair is colourful and it's got texture and it just feels fun as well as being functional for my bad back. This area I love. This wallpaper is my absolute favourite. It's based on the wallpaper that's in the Beverly Hills Hotel, so that kind of old school Hollywood glamour. Quite hard to put art on it, but I am dedicated to putting art on every wall in my house, so I've done it. And how I've done it is keep it kind of monochrome, quite simple. I've used green throughout the bottom floor of my house because I needed to bring the outdoors in. We're in my dining room, which is my favourite space in the house, I think. It's really sympathetic with the outdoor space with this lovely green. I've also got one of my favourite pieces of eBay furniture in here, which is an old G-plan table and chairs that came from like 2 different people's nana's houses. That is where you get your best vintage furniture. These excellent doors here, we really wanted those lovely metal, very, very expensive, like separating doors, but we couldn't afford those. So I went on eBay and I spent £40 and we got glazed doors that fit the space, and then we painted them black and they look exactly the same. So that is a super top tip for you. This is our spare bedroom, which became my dressing room. And I love clothes, as you can see. Lots of them off eBay, obviously. I painted it red because I wanted it to be somewhere that made me feel really inspired and ready to go. And the red looks really beautiful with my Dolly Parton neon. And I love the wallpaper, which is a modern willow pattern. I got it from Lucy Tiffany. I've got another eBay victory here, which is £40 for, I think, one of the biggest mirrors that ever existed. This is the spare bedroom that actually has a bed. This yellow was so hard to find because I knew I wanted to have like a grey-green undertones. The portraiture needed it. It needed something that felt quite heritage and not too bright to enhance the colours in it. And I must have swatched 70 before I found this one, and I think it's perfect. It makes all the portraits really pop. A top tip for colour is don't give up. Try different brands, swatch a load of things. Definitely see it on the wall, you'll find it. Don't get lost in trends. If it's not you, it's just going to look bizarre. The trickiest part of using colour themes is having some restraint. It's just keeping to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 colours that go together and you don't have to throw everything at it. This is my bedroom and this is my favourite piece of furniture in the house because it was my nana's, so I can remember sitting in this and swinging it till I fell over. So I love looking at that in the morning. I also love this wardrobe, which we got off eBay for £100, and it was like white and farmhouse, and we were like, right, we're going to paint it bright yellow, and it means I can see all my clothes and feel really inspired about what I'm going to wear in the morning. We're in my little pokey hallway and you might notice that it is a very dark blue. Don't be afraid of a dark colour in a small space because it draws the eye and fools you into thinking, oh, where does this start and end? And it fits really nicely with all the gold frames and makes it feel quite grand and sort of regency, which you wouldn't expect in a little small 60s house. Always experiment with scale to make a small space feel bigger. This lampshade is humongous, but it tricks the eye and you don't notice the fact that this is very narrow. So the key tip for using colour in your home for me would be just do it. Don't get bogged down in if it's going to be right or wrong. It can be so liberating and fun to use colour in your home, and it can make such a difference to you and your space and your mood. So don't be frightened, just go for it. I'm Robyn and this has been a tour of my colourful little London home. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope some of the top tips I've given you today help you on your journey to a more colourful home.